I'm going to share my screen. I'm just going to ask that you can see my screen. Here we go. Can you see my screen? Yes?
Yes, yes, yes.
Excellent. All right. So really welcome. It's really great to have you with us. This is again M1 for 2025. And really, this is really the introduction and the basics of robotics within the UNISA Science Engagement Center. And the world of robotics is the domain between the engineering, the fundamentals of engineering, the principles of programming, and the development of 21st century skills. Okay. And the UNISA Science Engagement Center emerged from the ICET Robotics Community Engagement Project way back in 2009, where we build and program robots. We teach navigation and passive attachments, and that's for M1. Then if we go on to M2, we consider powered attachments, including the gearing, the sensors, and then the flow control, both or linear, repetitive, and then decision making. So this is part of the bigger picture. These live online learning sessions are for discussions and clarity of concepts, and all the content is available on the MOOC portal. And Tumelo will show you where to find all the content in the next presentation. Okay, so in terms of robotics, here's the UNISA Science Engagement Center. It's bore out of the ICET Robotics inspired science, engineering, and technology. We work with the Department of Basic Education. We've created DBE 001 and DBE 002 MOOCs, which are of the UNISA MOOC portal that Tumelo is going to show you. We have several other MOOCs on the portal, which we will also show you now. We do live online learning, which is this, and then the presentations are on the YouTube channel. We do short learning programs as well. Then we also work very closely with the Department of Science and Innovation, specifically SASTA and STEMI. And STEMI has got science Olympiads and competitions, and linked to that is one cluster called the Robotics and Coding Cluster. And currently there are first LEGO League competitions, there's the World Robot Olympiads, there's Conquestas, there's Robothons, there's Virtual Gear, and then there's also the Science Olympiads. Okay, and so that's where it fits in all in together. We do a grade 1 to grade 3 Explore program, and we use the Spike Essential or the WeDo kits, and programming in Scratch. And for the grade 4 to grade 12, the challenge, we use Spike Prime or EV3s. We used to use NXTs. We still use the spare parts of that. And we program in Spike Prime or EV3 classroom software, which is all free and available. In terms of resources, we have live online learning, which is this. The recordings are on the ICET UNISA YouTube channel. And then we have emails, and you're welcome to contact us with any questions that you may have. In terms of the MOOCs, we have M1 and M2 and M3. So we have these three are currently active. M4 is coming. Environmental, robotics, and environmental science is nearly there. Cyber safety is available, and DBE 001, 002 we're busy migrating, and we're hoping to have a Python MOOC coming up soon. Right, I'm just going to pause here because I hear there's somebody just come into the lobby. Let me just have a look quickly. Okay. I'm just going to allow this person in, and then we will continue. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, then we have short learning programs as well. This year they were run in the second semester. There's 2 practical short learning programs in that order: components and pedagogy, followed by problem solving, data, and debugging. And then the theory, we've got fundamentals of robotics, and then followed by the for the future. And it's usually 15 weeks with 4 assignments and 1 exam. And the exam at the moment is a portfolio. All right. In terms of competitions, we have the Virtual Gear competition, which is online. We have the first LEGO League, which is the 3 programs. We have the first Tech Challenge, which is mainly for high school learners. We have the Robothon, which is a 1-day only challenge. We have the World Robot Olympiad, which is happening at the moment. And then the Conquesta Robotics Quiz. And then, so just to see where this all fits in, this is what we're going to do now. It has been presented in February and in May already. So you will find recordings already in February and May. And then March and June, and it's already been presented. and M3 was presented in April, July. So you will find the recordings there. And this is part of the MOOCs offering. And then we've got the short learning programs, which is also coming up. All right. So in terms of planning, what is needed, how to use it, what's available, will all come out as we move forward. Okay. For you as a goals for 2025, you're probably going to do M1 in August and M2 in September and M3 in October, which will be awesome. But in teaching, also, if you are a teacher in class, what are you going to teach? And then planning extra curriculum kind of after school. These are all the options that you have. These are the competitions that you have. And this is our planning. So here we are in August and we're doing M1. We're doing coach training next week. And we've got the M2 challenge, which is up and running at the end of the month. Okay. And of course, then we've got so there's always more. There's much more, not to be overwhelmed. One of the things I can just raise is this GearsBot, which is a simulation, which is a good tool to use in the event that you don't have continuous access to a physics kit. If you go online, as you go through the the resources, you will see that there are a couple of tutorials that I really enjoy. The one is Builder Dude 35, and the other one is Mr. Hino. He's got a really good collection of tutorials and a lot to learn from him. And that's the GearsBot that you can download. It's got really cool tutorials as well, and a good resource to have on any laptop, actually, to teach the basics of programming. Okay, so let the journey begin, and that was your introduction. And I'm just going to stop this, and I'm just going to share and say hello, Kanyisile, and welcome to the session. All right. So that was the introduction part, and now we're going to touch on the building of the robots, and I'm going to again share my screen. Let me just give it here. All right. Here we go. All right. So now about building the robot, and I've got a couple of robots here in my cooler boxes, so I'll show you what they look like, but I'll put my camera on just now. Let me just get through this presentation first. There we go. Nayo, can you confirm you can see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay. So really building a robot is kind of your form. With robotics, there's form and there's function. So there's building a structure, and then there's the function which makes it work and do things. Okay. It's all on your MOOC portal. And so unit 1 is the inventory and the building. So how do you build a robot? What do you do to build a robot? This is unit 1. Okay. It's all there. You can have a look. You can download the stuff, and you can also use the resources as much as possible. Okay.
Can I ask where do you download it?
We're going to show you how to. Here's my screen. I will show you how to get onto the MOOC portal just now. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
I'll show you exactly how to get on there. All right. But good question. All right. So let's carry on through the thing. But the content is all there, and I think that's important. You don't need to take notes and things. Everything you can download it.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to leave there we go. All right, we're going to carry on from the slide. Oh, this is a good interactive session. All right, so in terms of folder and unit 1, there is learning material. There's a self-assessment. There is after unit 1, there's an MCQ that you finish. All right, and then after unit 4, so after you've done all the units, there's an M1 challenge, which usually is released on a Monday, but there's only specifically there is. You'll see the date, and I'll show you that now. Okay, so these are the kits that we use. This is the EV3 kit that we used to use or still use, and this is the Spike Prime kit that we use to build robots such as these. And I'm going to show you some examples now. All right, but you have one kit, and you can make gazillion different robot designs. We are going to start in this course with a wheeled robot. So just usually front wheels, back balance. And for this M1, we're not going to even add sensors. We're just the basic robot. So this sensors on the front or these powered attachments, we're not even going to go there. Really just a straightforward robot. Okay. The Spike Prime kit comes with an app, which is Scratch, and the EV3 also with Scratch. Although the EV3 is called EV3 Classroom programming. So when you kind of look at a robot, like where do we all fit in, and how does it all fit in? So basically, a robot is either a static something or a moving something. All right, and the fixed one is where the robot is like bolted almost to the ground, and its arm goes up and down and collects pieces and drops pieces, kind of thing. Whereas a mobile robot is one that can move. Okay, and there's amazing work happening, and hopefully you'll stay with the program long enough that I can show you all these cool things. There are robots that are in the water, and they are moving in the water. A lot of biomimicry when it comes to aquatic and airborne. You know, the swimming of the fish, the jellyfish robot, but also airborne, the flying. Obviously, it's the mimicking of the birds, but terrestrial is moving on the ground, and so there also, whether you're moving like a humanoid, whether you're walking up and, you know, or whether you're crawling like a spider or whatever you're doing, you either have legs or you've got wheels, kind of thing. And the legs one mimics usually the nature, and so biomimicry is a big topic in robotics. Okay, but for now we're going to go on to the wheeled robot, and so here we're going to learn how to make the chassis of a robot, but the sturdy chassis of a robot. You'll see there's objectives. There's lots of objectives. We're trying to get 7. If you can download the Constructopedia, that'll give you also some good examples. You can see here there's the brain, and then the motors are next to the brain, and here they are under the brain, and some of them are on top of the brain. It just depends what you're trying to solve. Okay, and that's the link for that one. So what we do, and this is an EV3 robot, we have ports. We call them ports, and then we click with wires in. So over here, there's your input is your sensors. So that's your sensors, or your input ports 1, 2, 3, and 4 are your sensors. Whereas your output is then your motors that can do something. And so for an EV3, we can usually have 2 large motors and a medium motor. Whereas for your sensors, for your input, we've got an ultrasonic, a color, a gyro, and then a touch sensor. Okay. Most importantly is your power pack, your rechargeable battery, which when you have lessons regularly, it's a good idea to have somebody responsible for that. Okay. And then this thing over here, this part here is called your brain, and then the power pack fits in underneath there, and should be fully charged. All right. There's your input ports 1, 2, 3, and 4, and your output ports A, B, C, and D. Very similar on your Spike Prime. Similar, you've got your large motors, your medium motors, your touch sensor, your color sensor, and your ultrasonic, and your brain. Okay. But the focus is always input, process, output is your number 1 focus. What is your input? What is your processing? What is your processing is normally your programming that you're writing. Your input is the data that you get from your environment, and your output is then what is the response. Your friction and traction is holding on to the environment. Your center of gravity is very important, that your whole robot doesn't fall over. Axles, wheels, and pulleys. These are technology concepts that are implemented in robotics. Okay. In terms of building resources, the driving base, these are all resources that you are welcome to download and use. The SteveBot is really cool. There's a co-op bot, which is also quite nice. I must actually add that to the list. But there's a lot of sharing, and if you go and look online, you'll also find a lot of sharing, a lot of interesting designs coming out, and especially with building instructions. Okay. And there's more, and there's always people that are willing to share their knowledge and information. And so, not to be taken lightly, but I do think there's a time when we need to start contributing. The droid bots, for example, is 2 boys that once participated in the robotics competition, and they have opted to share all their information, which is amazing. Okay. Building instructions are always non-verbal. So this is step number 3. You use an axle, 1 axle of length 4, you need one of these and you need one of those. And you put this one into there and then you put that into there, you see, and it shows you exactly where to go. That's about as easy as it gets. All right. So it's not really reading instructions, it's just interpreting instructions. Step number 3, those are the components you need. There's the axle, there's the connector, there's the next connector, and that's the whole thing, how you put it all together. Okay, again, this is step number 22. That's the piece you need, and this is how you fit it onto. You put it upside down and you put it onto. Again, it says that's point number 22. Turn it upside down. Some people prefer to give their building instructions in videos, so then you can watch these videos as well. Some really cool stuff there. For the busy teacher, there is always classroom activities for the busy teacher. A good kind of instruction booklet to have, especially when you know where to start. Okay, but what are you expecting? Why do we do this building? Well, first of all, the 3D thinking is a huge advantage, because 3D thinking is, everything is 2D, everything is on paper, so it's very 2-dimensional. Your screen is 2-dimensional as well. Following instructions does not come easily, no matter what the age. I've seen it again today in the workshop, where learners just don't follow instructions. The learning vocabulary is very specific, and it's wheels and axles and motors and sensors and wires. It's not things and other thingies. Problem solving needs persistence and perseverance. So really, when you are embracing problem solving, you need to know how do you move from one step to the next. That is part of problem solving. And I cannot stress this more enough. It's about teamwork. It's never going solo, and it's never doing it your own. Please don't, ever. Okay. Taking care of your robotics kits, it's really not okay to open a box and have an incomplete set, because then you really can't build the robot. There's no fun in it. And you have received a full kit, and to think that it's okay to make it incomplete is not okay. So just as a thumbs up for the teachers, you always need to leave enough time for cleanup. It's not your responsibility to clean up anyway. Your learners must clean up after themselves. So this is like my disaster zone. This is a picture I've often shown, where pieces are lying around. They're not on the lid. I don't know if you can see, but this brain is attached here by a wire to this thing here. And I'll tell you now, this wire goes there behind there and goes down the back there. So if somebody tugs at that wire, this brain is going to go crashing to the ground. It's just too scary. It's just too scary. And the chances of this being saved is also pretty close to 0. But this mess is not okay. Never. So it's about getting in a space, working on trays, working together, checking the floors, keeping boxes sorted, keeping inventory, just to keep it close. All right. But then taking care of your brain. This is your brain. It needs to be charged. It has to be charged before you use it. Again, a good idea to have in a class. Take somebody who's responsible, and they will upgrade charge your battery every morning. And then removing old project files. Removing old project files from a Spike Prime is a bit more difficult, and that's where some of the confusion comes in, but I think I will give a tutorial on that. And then just connecting wires to the correct ports. You know, teams saying, "Oh, robot doesn't work." Well, your robot doesn't work because your ports are connected incorrectly. So a really good video, what to do when it goes wrong. And most of the time it's about wiring. And yeah, it's what you learn. It's how you build up your kind of intuition on robotics. Okay, lots of resources again. That's all on the channel there. All right, so that's the end of unit number 1, as building a robot. I'm going to show you some of my baby robots. I'm just going to say thank you, and I'm going to stop sharing here. There you go. Oh, hello, Kanyisile. There we go.
Hi, sure. This is I have so many questions, but I'll let you finish.
Okay, good idea. All right, I'm going to show you some robots that I have here with me. But really to realize that wherever you are, if you're going to build robots, so this is one of the robots. This is Mozart the robot. This is the NXT brain. It was from many years ago. My learners were 11 years old. They just turned 25. But anyway, so this is what happens. All right. So they build this amazing robot. It's got the motors. It's got sensors. It's got the frame around it. There were building instructions, initial building instructions, and then they started changing it. Okay. So I'm going to show you where the building instructions are. You're probably going, if you have a Spike Prime kit, you're probably going to start with a driving base. And if you have got an EV3 kit, you're probably going to start with something like a Riley Rover. Okay, and then you build it, and then you build on that. All right, so that's the baby of that one. This one is the baby of the EV3 kit. All right, again, a very basic robot, again with 2 motors. It had a touch sensor as well, but 2 wheels, 2 motors underneath. The frame comes from a design called Winning Design, and it's a book that I bought and I read many years ago. It just gives you a really good overview of the whole robotics kind of thinking of how do we get a robot. It's got to be rigid, it's got to be reliable, it's got to be a structure that can be adapted, it's got to be a structure that you can add attachments and remove attachments. So as we go through it, I'll also show you kind of different robots for that. So then from that, I'm going to show you another robot. And this is Angel. So this is Angel. Can you see she's flat? So she's again she's got the 2, upside down here. She's got the 2 motors. Going here. She's got the 2 motors here, all right, underneath the brain. So she's a much flatter robot. If you look at this, compare this and this, all right. This one she had to do a flat, very flat kind of challenge. This one, we needed a smaller footprint robot. This one's got a much larger footprint, okay. But as we journey, we'll see that there's different kinds of robots. The other version of that is Mario, and Mario was built for a city shaper challenge. Can you see the robot is much more compact? It's all kind of blocked in, okay? And 2 color sensors. There were a lot of line follows on this challenge, so it needed to make sure that all the ambient light is kept out by these structures. All right, so you don't get light coming in and interfering with the color sensors. So this was this design. Also, the robot needed to have gearing, but then the kids couldn't figure out how to get gearing and get the structure in. So what they've done is they've pushed the gearing through the casing. Okay, and so I don't know whether you can see it, but inside here there's another motor. I don't know if you can see it. There's another motor in there and in there that are linked to these two gears. So what they can do is they can put attachments on the front here to mesh with these gears. It's a very basic gearing system, but at least it can transmit rotation. All right, very compact, but at all times you must be able to recharge your battery. Okay, one of the most important. You don't want to keep walling out your brain out of everything. A very compact structure to have. Okay, and last but by no means least, this is the co-op bot, and this is built with the Spike Prime robot. I think the important thing is that it already has attachments that you can remove. This thing can be modified, obviously, but you have a gearing system. There's the motor, much like Mario has inside. You can see. So there's your gears there. All right. So if you put this in here, it's already meshed. The gears are meshed onto each other over there. You can see they're meshed. All right. Gearing will do in M2. So I'm just kind of showing you the different types of designs that one gets. Okay. All right. So that is the design of the robot. I think for M1, if you can at least just build the basic chassis, build a driving base, build a Riley Rover, build a co-op bot, build a Steve bot, depending on what robotics kits you have. With the EV3, Riley Rover or a Steve bot or a Core bot is also a really good idea. The Spike Prime is an advanced driving base, or that co-op bot is kind of the first. It's just to get started, to get into, to have a structure to do something. Okay. So by the end of M1, we will also start adding to our robot. We will add passive attachments. Passive attachments as well. All right. Can you see, have you got some questions for me?
Yes, I do have a lot of questions. Maybe you'll answer one once and for all. So basically, the Noah and the lady next to me, who's getting blurry because of the background, and myself. I know my husband was supposed to join, but I think he's still caught up in his meeting. Okay. So we are the team that we want to start this whole thing. Okay. And I'm realizing the plan was initially that for now, we can attend the trainings, attend the events and observe. But yes. I'm actually becoming worried now because, and the reason why I was saying is that is because we just to buy time to see how we can get to the Legos, because we don't have Legos right now.
Okay. Are you an NGO or are you working with learners already?
We're an NPO, yeah.
But are you working with learners?
Yes, we are. They are currently making noise outside. Yes, we are. So, yeah. So I think my concern, I just whispered to her right now, saying that, okay, because from my responsibility is to make sure that I coordinate everything and I make sure that they are set. Yeah. So as I observe, I'm like, shoot, I thought we'd buy time for the rest of the year, but I don't think we can actually progress without having the Legos and practicing. So maybe you can suggest what is the best way to work around this while we are still trying to find means to get, maybe see if we can get support for Legos and stuff.
Okay, so can you see, send me an email.
Okay.
Send me an email with the details of your NGO, how many learners you're working with. Maybe we can make a plan, because you're close by, you're here in Soweto.
Yes.
Let me just ponder this and put this in my brain, and then let's see whether we can make a plan.
Okay. All right. And then, and I can see, I'm going to ask for your email now, but I just want to see.
Gous, Gouws, PM. I was born at night.
Okay. At what?
At UNISA.
What?
.ac.za.
That was funny. Okay. So my other question is, okay, Gous PM@unisa.ac.za. Yeah. Lovely. So my other question now is, I see you talking a lot about the complicated one. We have two types of groups. We have the juniors and the seniors.
Yeah.
So
how old are your juniors?
The youngest is 6 years old.
Oh, wow, that's very junior. Okay, and your seniors are 10 years old.
The oldest is in grade 9. What? How old is someone in grade 9? 15 years old. The oldest. Yeah.
Okay, but put all that in your email and let's see whether we can make a plan. Okay.
All right, cool. Then my other question is, I got confused with Tumelo. We were supposed to have a meeting. I think she didn't see my meeting invite. So I'm just asking, and we were supposed to come to the center at Florida.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to establish what is the difference between what we are doing and what we were going to do in the center. Do we still need to go to the center?
Yes. So we're going to have a practical day here. We're going to have a practical day here with all the content for M1.
Okay.
And it'll probably be the weekend of, I think, about the 21st of August. We're just trying to figure out 2 more things.
Okay.
And as soon as we've got a date, I will send an invitation out on all the MOOC portals. Yeah.
All right.
And there'll be an invitation and we'll know exactly how many people are coming.
Okay.
Yeah. So and what is need to do the practicals?
Okay, so there's still practicals, right? So what is, and probably is an obvious question, but I joined in late. What is the purpose of this one? Because I know there's one we're going to attend tomorrow and the 7th, on the 7th. What is the
Okay, so
difference?
today there's 4 units of learning.
Okay.
So it's 4 units of learning. So what we normally do is unit 1 we do today, and then tomorrow we do 2 and 3, and then the third day we do unit 4.
Okay.
Learning, and it's all on the MOOC portal.
Okay. And then I saw you, there's an exam thing happening. Can you probably explain that as well a little bit?
No, there's no exam for the MOOCs. There's no exam.
Okay.
For the MOOCs, we have what we call a portfolio question.
Okay.
Okay. And that is released at the end of the month. We either do M1 or M2. So you can see on the MOOCs portal, I'll show you now. Then the document becomes available on the Monday morning, and you have probably 8 days to finish it and submit it.
Okay. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm listening.
And to get a certificate or a confirmation of completion, you need to finish the MCQs on each of the units, plus you need to submit and pass, obviously get more than 50% for your portfolio.
And is that course, how is there a fee towards that course? It's okay, cool. Because the one that the one we saw had money. So I'm like, yo, we're not sure.
No, that's the short learning programs.
Oh, okay, cool.
And so what we really suggest is that you first build up your confidence in robotics in the MOOCs, because they've got a greater timeline, and also they not have any money constraint.
Okay. So is there, because I feel like there's a roadmap that comes with all of this. Is it documented somewhere that step 1 is this, step 2 is this?
I will make you a roadmap. I've actually got, will have it on my list of things to do. Yes, I will.
Yes,
make
I think that will be really helpful. Okay, and then probably the last one. Part of us buying time was that, of course, we attend the meetings, but I also wanted the team to go and volunteer as, I don't know whether viewers or coaches at an event.
Yes.
What do we need to do to qualify for that, so that at least we keep the fire burning and we
okay. So you're going to send me an email this afternoon. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to send you the link for the new competition that is being launched tonight worldwide and tomorrow here in South Africa. And there's a link to those meetings. It's every Wednesday at 6:30. Come to that. And then we'll give you volunteer training as well. So you can volunteer as maybe a judge or a referee or a reviewer. We call them, for the grade 1, 2s, and 3s, we call them reviewers. But then you will also get a better idea of what's expected.
Yes. That's
and then I'm thinking now aloud, what we can do then is that if you volunteer now for this season of robotics, that we maybe look at the next off season, which is January to July next year, and then you start coaching a team.
Okay. Yes, actually, that's what I wanted. I didn't want to rush, because I saw from the workshop that we had at the Royal Elephant that there's a lot of things that need to be ironed out first. But I didn't want us to just sit. I wanted us to iron it out while we are participating and stuff like that. Hence, I thought, and of course, the Lego thing that we don't have resources yet. So I thought maybe we can start next year. But at least by the time we start, we are clear on the environment, we are clear on the expectations, the challenges, and we actually we are aware of the roadmap that we're going to take, so that it makes it easier. Should maybe somebody say, no, I'm going to school in Rustenburg, we already have a system that we tested and everything is fine. But I'm happy then. I'll send you an email.
Then I would also send me the email, and I think then also maybe come to the practical sessions, and maybe we do a planning session for you.
Oh, host who was born at night. I like that. I love that. That's what I want. That's what I want. So that then it makes it easier to to sustain it without trying, because it's new to us. So trying to sustain, manage something new, and so because if you're going to help us have a plan, everything, Bona, like it's then sustainability is more everything.
Sustainability and growth are for me the most important.
Yeah.
If it's not sustainable, we have to work on that, and there must be growth. There can't be just a stagnation. You do the same old same. There must be a growth path.
Yes,
for growth
definitely.
and sustainability.
Definitely. I'm very happy. I'm very comfortable now. I'll definitely send you an email this evening, and then I'll hear from you then.
All right. So I'm going to give you homework for tonight. You're going to go. You're going to go on to get the Spike app. So you look up Spike Prime app, and you see, go and play around there and see what you can find. Okay. And then we will continue in Unit 2 tomorrow.
Okay. Where do we find the Spike app? On the website?
Google it. Google.
Okay. On Google. All right. Cool. Not a problem.
Okay.
We'll do that.
Are we good?
Yes.
Nao is suddenly very quiet. Nao?
Yes, I'm still here. I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, but we will get through it. It could be really overwhelming, but I don't want that. And that's the whole point of these sessions, is to engage and to make sure that everybody has attained growth and sustainability. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Lovely. All right. So what we're going to do tomorrow, Tumelo is just running errands, but he will be here and he will show you exactly how to get onto the content, onto the MOOC portal. That's the first thing tomorrow. And then we will do some programming and we will make these robots move.
Cool.
Okay.
Not a problem. Thank you so much.
Excellent. All right.
Thank you.
Everybody happy? And can you see who's the person next to you?
Balisa, she was there at the workshop as well. One of us were at the workshop.
No, I noticed, but I think we are undercover here. That's awesome. It's great meeting you, great working with you, and let's see what plan we can put together.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I will see you then tomorrow. Do you have homework?
All right, sure.
Okay. I'm going to stop the recording. It's been a really cool session. Thank you so much. Thank you for your input. All right.